This is my first ever Mac computer after being a Windows user my whole life, and since last year I've been slowly moving towards the Apple ecosystem. I got the iPhone 12 Pro, the 13 Pro, the Apple Watch, the AirPods Pro, a lot of accessories as well. I spent a lot on Apple last year. But moving from Windows to Mac is way different than moving from Android to iOS. I mean, the only type of computer in my head was Windows my entire life. So of course I've been lost for the past few days since I got it, especially that I also moved from Premiere to Final Cut Pro. I have a lot of things to talk about, so go grab a snack, sit back, and let's get into it. I want to start with the build quality. I mean, I've used a lot of Windows laptops and I've seen a lot of Windows laptops in hand, but nothing is comparable with this one. This year, Apple really did a great job with the design. Loved the all-metal design. Apple really listened to the people and brought back all the ports. I'm not as hyped as other people for the ports because I didn't miss the ports in the first place to be happy for their comeback, if that makes any sense. I'm glad they brought them back. I really need the SD card slot and all the other ports, and I love MagSafe as well. But as I said, I'm not as hyped as other people who've been living that dongle life for the past few years. The all black keyboard is very sleek. I love that it's a full keyboard with big keys, but the arrow keys are small, although they do have a little bit of space to make them a little bit bigger. It's firm and strong, which is great, but the keys are not as clicky and they don't have much key travel, which is kind of the trade-off of having a slim laptop. Yet the battery on this thing is freaking fantastic. It hasn't been plugged since yesterday morning and now it has 41%. My old laptop would die after 2 hours maximum. By the way, that Touch ID, I'm using it a lot of times every single day to unlock the device. Apple Pay, you just put your finger and boom. It would have been a hassle to put the password every single time. So I really don't know what I would have done without it. And the huge trackpad is insane. I'm used to using a mouse with any type of computer, even my old laptop. But with this one, I didn't feel the need to use the mouse because the trackpad is that good. And even with editing, by the way. Although I'm a big fan of editing with a mouse. The speakers though, they are hands down the best speakers in any laptop. I'm really happy that Apple tried their best to put such good speakers in a laptop. And the last thing about the hardware, which is definitely not the least, is the holy freaking screen. We have a 14-inch screen in a very small form factor. I didn't like much this 16-inch, although it's bigger and better in a lot of ways, but it's not as portable. The main idea of a laptop is being portable, and this one is definitely that. Oh, and by the way, also the screen, hands down, is the best screen in any laptop. It's very rich and color accurate, very contrasty as well with the deepest black. It looks like an OLED screen, but it's not. The only downside about it is that freaking notch. I remember I sent my brother the day of the event a message about the rumors that the Mac is gonna have a freaking notch, and I was like, please no, I want this Mac and I don't want to have a notch as well on the Mac. But here we are, a notch on the phone and a notch on the Mac, unfortunately. That notch though, it does house a very good camera. It's a 1080p camera, which is great to have, and the mics sound really good. Although there's a bit of softening happening and there's no way to turn that off, but still, it looks great. Software-wise, here's where things are getting real. A lot of changes and a lot of things to get used to, way more than when I moved from Android to iOS even. But I'm getting used to it day by day. Like for example, not having a right click. I have to tap with 2 fingers to have the right click kind of. Copying and pasting is a little bit different. Closing and minimizing windows is in a different position. File management on the other hand is also way more different. Now my main reasons why I moved from Windows to Mac are 2. I wanted to get that full Apple ecosystem experience across all my devices. I really loved when I connected my Apple ID to this Mac. Everything just popped up. Wi-Fi passwords just slid into the Mac. I didn't have to connect my AirPods. They just connected by themselves. Files start moving back and forth between my phone and the laptop. Loved having my messages on the laptop as well. So the whole experience was really fun and helpful at the same time. And my second and main reason is that I wanted to move from Premiere Pro to Final Cut Pro. I've been wanting to edit on Final Cut Pro for a long time. Things just work on Final Cut Pro. It's a one-time payment, it's easier, it gets the job done faster, and it's really well optimized with the Mac. It has way more easier options than Premiere Pro. Although I got used to Premiere Pro and I'm really fast editing on it, and I had to adjust, and I'm still trying to adjust to Final Cut Pro, but the change kind of had to happen eventually. I still love Premiere Pro and I prefer a lot of things in it over Final Cut Pro, but for the ease of use and for the videos that I'm making on this channel, I need the Final Cut Pro. And Final Cut Pro with the new set of MacBooks, it's just flying. I'm editing with full resolution, with color grading, color correction, a lot of titles and graphics as well, and it's working smoothly. And I've been wishing and dreaming about seeing this in person and using it for the longest time. I know that also Premiere Pro would fly on this Mac, but Final Cut Pro is even faster. I've been really productive the past few days and I haven't been using my phone much because most of the important stuff that I get on my phone are now on my laptop, so I don't have to open up my phone and get hooked to other social media and not be productive. This is kind of a first impressions video about the new MacBook Pro. I'm gonna be doing a lot of in-depth videos about it very soon, so if you're interested in that, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and don't forget that life is all about love and dance. See ya. How's the new studio, by the way?